Okay, what's up, guys? Back with another episode of the Hot Takes. You know how we do it on here. We're going to break down this week's NFL schedule and then the college football schedule following. Huge week for college football again. It's been a fun college football year, to say the least. Okay, but we're going to start off with the NFL games. I'm doing something a little different this time. I have 4 games of the week, and I broke down what I think each of those teams in those games of the week has to do to win. And for college football, I'll break down a couple of the different games in different ways. First up, tonight's game, you got the Steelers going to Cincinnati. I think it's kind of a trap game, honestly. But, the Steelers have looked good. The Bengals really haven't. But, this is the type of game that the Steelers would lose. But I'm still going to go with Pittsburgh here. I just think Cincinnati just has not been good, mostly defensively. The offense with Flacco looked a little bit better last week, but, they still got a lot to work on. Next up, we head over to the Rams versus the Jags. That should be a good game, honestly. The Jags have looked pretty good the past couple weeks. I still am not believers in them. I do think the Rams are Super Bowl contenders, so give me the Rams. Next up, you got New Orleans going to Chicago. Chicago off a big win against Washington. So give me the Bears to stay on track and give me them to take this one. Next up, you have Miami going to Cleveland. Oh, this is a battle bad. Jeez. Give me Cleveland to win this one. Next up, you got New England going down to Tennessee. Drake May and the Patriots have just looked nearly unbeatable since their loss to the Steelers. Tennessee just fired their head coach. Cam Ward hasn't looked great. They have a lot to improve on, and I don't think they're contenders at all. The line here is -6.5 for New England. I don't think the game's that close. I think New England blows them out. Next up, you got Vegas traveling to Kansas City. We're just not even going to talk about that. Kansas City. Kansas City's looked great. That should be an easy win. Next, you got Philly and Minnesota. Ooh. Philly coming off a loss to the Giants. Philly's offense has just not been clicking lately. Philly's a slight favorite here. Minnesota, you don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be. Honestly, if you're Minnesota or a Minnesota fan, you'd probably rather have Carson Wentz in there than J.J. McCarthy, who looked terrible his last outing. But give me Philly to bounce back here on the road. Next, you got Carolina versus the Jets. Carolina's been a decent football team this year. I don't know how they're only a 1.5-point favorite. The Jets have been disgustingly bad. The Jets might lose every game this year. Let's be honest. Give me Carolina to win that one. Then we go down to Denver with the Giants taking on the Broncos. This is one of my games of the week right here. The Giants looked really good last week. They dominated Philly. Denver looked a little rough last week, but the week before that, they also beat Philly. So it's a battle for teams who beat Philly here. Give me Denver at home in a close game. Next, another one of my games of the week. We got the Colts versus the Chargers. What the Colts have to do in this game to win it? Run the ball. Okay? The Colts have one of the best run games in the league. And if you're the Chargers and you want to win this game, get the ball to Ladd McConkey more. That's really it. You got to get him involved. You might be getting Quinn Johnson back this week. He's been phenomenal all year. Keenan Allen's been good, but you got to get Ladd the ball. They don't really have a run game right now, so I'd like to see Herbert throw it a lot more. But give me Indianapolis on the road here. Next up, you got Washington versus Dallas. Washington is a slight favorite, but actually give me Dallas at home here. I think the Dallas offense has been great. Now, the defense has been rough, but Washington often lost to the Bears. I just think they won't be able to get this one on the road here. Next, you got Green Bay going to Arizona. Give me Green Bay. Kyler Murray, we don't know if he's going to play. Martin Harrison Jr. probably still out for Arizona. Green Bay should be nearly fully healthy, expecting to maybe get Christian Watson back for his game. So we'll see how that plays out. Okay, next we're at Sunday Night Football, another one of my games of the week, Falcons versus the Niners. Now, the two keys to victory here for both teams. For the Falcons, feed Bijan Robinson the ball. Isn't it obvious? He's the best running back in football. Not close. For San Fran, feed CMC the ball. He's the best receiving back in football. This is going to be a battle. Two very good teams. Atlanta coming off a win against Buffalo. I think people need to stop sleeping on Atlanta. San Fran obviously good, but dealing with a lot of injuries. Give me Atlanta to take this one on the road. Next, you got my fourth and final game of the week. The Buccaneers versus the Lions. For Tampa, you got to step up on defense. You got to find a way to shut down this Lions offense, which is going to be rough to do. And for the Lions, your key is defend the pass. You got to stop letting up. You can't let up these big pass plays to Baker and the Bucs. They love throwing the ball. You can't let it happen. And then final game of the week, you got Houston at Seattle. Give me Houston in an upset here in Seattle for that one. We now move on to another great week of college football. Dude, every week I look at the college football slate, I get more and more excited each week. This week, it's another good one. Let's start off. We'll break down Louisville at Miami. We're going to take Miami in that one. You got Nebraska going to Minnesota. I'm going to take Nebraska. I think Dylan Raiola, he still has some improvements to make, but I think he's looked pretty decent this year, honestly. And on to one of the big games of the week, LSU at Vanderbilt. I'm so split on this game. I really don't even know who to pick. I think I might go Vanderbilt here. I don't know why, but I think I'll just take Vanderbilt at home. I think the home field advantage is going to play into it a little bit. Both of these teams have been great teams this year. That's going to be one of the fun games to watch. Another fun game, Georgia Tech goes to Duke. Georgia Tech is ranked number 12, but give me Duke with the upset. Even though they're favored in the game, it's an upset. They're beating a ranked team, a top 15 team at that. Duke is a slept-on team. Duke is a good football team, let me tell you. Next up, Oklahoma at South Carolina. South Carolina, dude, they can't catch a break. They have one of the toughest schedules starting from last week, and then the four after. All tough games, all against ranked opponents. Oklahoma coming off a loss to Texas. I think they'll be motivated, but I think Mateer came back too early. I think Lenore Sellers is the best quarterback in this game. Hot take. Give me South Carolina to upset Oklahoma in this one. Next, you got number 1 Ohio State at Wisconsin. Give me Ohio State. You got Michigan State at Indiana. Give me Indiana. Fernando Mendoza could be the best quarterback in college football. He really has the argument there to be that. This Indiana team just knocked off the Oregon Ducks last week in a great performance. Now they get a semi-easy game against Michigan State. Next, number 4, Texas Tech goes to Arkansas. Give me Texas Tech. I'm a big fan of all these Texas schools this year, besides Texas. But Texas kind of proved me wrong last week, so maybe I got to start seeing them as a better team. Next, huge game here. You got Ole Miss at Georgia. Who needs to perform in this game? Trinidad Chambliss. If Trinidad could play in that offense the way that offense has been playing and, pick apart that Georgia defense, this is going to be a hard game for them to lose. Who needs to perform for Georgia? The defense. You have to shut down that Ole Miss super offense that they have. Okay, next up we have number 7, Texas Tech, one of my favorite teams in the country right now, going to Arizona State. Give me Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech has looked great. I think the offense has been great. They're a fun team to watch. I like watching them, and I think they continue to rule here. Next up, the Memphis at UAB. Give me Memphis. Next, Oregon in a bounce-back game here at Rutgers. This is a must-win. You have to bounce back here. Give me Oregon to bounce back, and give me Dante Moore to go off in a big bounce-back game. Next, Washington State at Virginia. Give me Virginia. Next up, Texas at Kentucky. Give me Texas in this one. Coming off a huge win last week against Oklahoma. An unranked, we're going to talk about two unranked games here. Penn State at Iowa. First game that Penn State has without James Franklin. And guess what? I don't think things changed for Penn State. I think Iowa beats them. And I don't think it's close. Another one we're going to talk about, Maryland at UCLA. UCLA has been ruling ever since firing their coach. Nico has been balling. So give me UCLA in that one too. Next, another big game here. We have Tennessee at Alabama. What needs to happen here if you're Tennessee? Your defense needs to step up. Okay, your defense has been suspect all year. They need to do something. They need to step up here. If you're Alabama, you just need Ty Simpson to keep playing like Ty Simpson. He is so accurate with the football. It's so precise. He is a top 5 quarterback in college football. He's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft, I bet. He is a baller. Give me Alabama at home in this one. Next up, USC at Notre Dame. Notre Dame has been winning a lot lately. The key for Notre Dame here, give Jeremiah Love the ball. But the key for USC is that Mailava to Lemon connection. Throw in Jacoby Lane in there too. And the run game has just been so good for USC. I'm a huge USC fan this year. Yeah, the defense is suspect at times, but that offense is so fun to watch. This is going to be probably my favorite game to watch of the week. Give me USC beating Notre Dame on the road. Next up, you got Florida Atlantic at South Florida. I'll take South Florida. We're actually going to talk about Pitt-Syracuse. Pitt with an impressive win last week over Florida State. I'll take Pitt in that game at Syracuse. That's a team to look out for, to be a sneaky team that could beat some people. Next up, you got Missouri at Auburn. Auburn is a good football team. Auburn is a really good football team. But Missouri is going to bounce back with Bo Prabula. Bo's going to ball out this game. He's going to have a bounce back, and they're going to beat Auburn. Trust me. Next up, you got Utah at BYU. Utah slight favorite, but give me BYU at home. BYU is a decent football team. Utah is a good football team. I think BYU can sneak this one out at home. And to wrap it up, you got number 24 Cincinnati at Oklahoma State. Give me Cincinnati in that one. And we'll give you who I think will be the MVP of the week, or who really needs to be the MVP of the week in college football and in the NFL. In the NFL, it's going to be Bijan Robinson. If Bijan has another great performance against the Niners, he is at the MVP running. He really is a running back who could be considered for MVP, which is shocking to say, but he is that good. Now, for college football, who needs to be the MVP this week? I think, realistically, it needs to be Trinidad Chambliss to beat that Georgia team. He has to play at an elite caliber. He has to play great football to beat a team with that good of a defense. Okay, guys, that will wrap it up for this episode. I'll be back again next week, either Wednesday or Thursday, to break down the games. Then I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned in to my Instagram for different things I'm posting. I post my NFL mock drafts on there. If you guys would like me to do videos on mock drafts, I can start doing them on here. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.